Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I don't know about you, but one of my goals whenever I'm doing my makeup is to look like a doll. Well, depending on the vibe that I want to go for. So I'm going to teach you step by step how I did this entire makeup look. First step, lenses. I love using enlarging ones just because my eyes are pretty small to begin with. And just look at the difference. It's crazy. I like this style because they're weighted so the glowy part stays at the bottom instead of twisting around throughout the day. Primer. This one is from espoir. I have super dry skin, so I like using products that are going to really like moisturize, I guess. For foundation, I'm gonna mix these two together. They're both from NARS. So this one is what makes your skin look very smooth. That's why I like to use it at least. And then this one is more like glowy looking. So I feel like mixing them together just creates like the perfect foundation. And I'm just gonna use a makeup puff from Momo's workshop to blend this out. I feel like both of these foundations combined does make it like super high coverage, but it doesn't really feel like makeup. I hate when makeup feels like makeup. When that happens, I get so annoyed and like I want to wash off all of my makeup. It's really bad. Like, look at the skin. And then I do have a lot of redness around my eyes, so I'm gonna use my favorite concealer. This is the one that Danessa Myricks gifted me. I already bought a backup because I think I'm running out. Yes, but this is going to help color correct and conceal. Just going to blend this out with a brush. This one is from Philly Millie 811. Got it in my last YesStyle video. And then this is how I do my nose contour. I've been using this out of office cream stick thing. I'll go like that on both sides. If you see me looking down, it's because I'm looking into my phone because I can't see on like the little thing outside my camera. I feel like I made my nose look bigger. That's okay, we'll fix it. Go like highlight a couple of places. I feel like the weirder that your nose contour looks for blending everything out, the better. I like to blend my nose contour outwards like this. I just really like this product because it like blends so easily. Makes the nose contour process a lot faster. Don't get me wrong, I still love using powders, but sometimes I'm like, I just want to like speed up the process a little bit because I feel like with powders you do have to like spend a lot of time on it. And blend this out. Okay, so I am gonna go back in with the like contour side, and I'm just gonna go in a little bit more to make my nose look a little bit more like my nose. I like to bring back like the natural shadows that are like taken away once you like put on like foundation, concealer, or whatever. But yeah, you'll see this product is just very buildable, very easy to use, and beginner friendly in my opinion. Tapping my leftover concealer that's on the brush all on the sides. I'm going in with this cream contour stick from espoir like that. And like that, and I basically just tap this part in place, and then I'm gonna go back in with like my foundation sponge and like blend it out a little bit better because I feel like this is even a little too much because we're going for doll vibes, and I feel like dolls like aren't chiseled. We're not trying to look like a Barbie doll, we're trying to look like a doll, like a porcelain doll almost. Okay, and then going back on with the puff, going around this a little bit because we don't want it to be too much. Okay, now we're gonna do the YesStyle makeup. I am going to be using the Han All Eye Pot Liner from rom&nd in the taupe shade. This step is super important. Make sure that if you have lines underneath your eyes, it's like blended out. Taking this shade. Also, this time around, I did do my own nails. Some of the charms are already falling off, but I think they're really cute. I was going for Le Seraphim Piero vibes. I don't know if you guys seen like the clips on Spotify, like if you listen to Piero, they have like these really fun nails, and I tried to find images of those nails and I went based off of that. For the under eye makeup, you want to just make a really dark shadow. I'm smiling with my eyes and then I'm just like outlining it, okay? To get that doll effect, you do want to extend it a little bit out like this. Okay, and then you go in with the shade and then you highlight above the shadow like this. I'm gonna tap in the product a little bit. Okay, I'm going in with the Danessa Myricks loose setting powder. I'm tapping that right over top. This is just going to help not emphasize any lines or like crease or whatever. I'm also gonna go ahead and apply this to my eyelids. Okay, and look at the difference between both eyes. Yeah, I have been buying a lot of eyeshadow palettes recently. This is one of the newer ones. It's from Lunar Beauty. It's the Siren Sunset palette. I really like the packaging. Here's what the inside looks like. I'm going to use like this cool tone brown called Mystery, but you can use whatever eyeshadow you want, but you want to use like a cool tone color, okay? But I'm going to tap this lightly on the outer corner and blend like this. You don't want to blend all the way up to your brow. Just stop like about halfway, but you want to make it look very rounded. So just keep blending, and you don't want to blend too far out. I'm stopping about here, so not where my brow is, but a little bit this way. Also taking this, and I'm just gonna brush above where my eye naturally folds, but wherever the half point is, you just kind of like go slightly above. Okay, I'm gonna stop blending this way about here. You're probably wondering why I didn't just use this palette to begin with. The other shade is a tad darker, which is what you want. Sometimes you can't be afraid to use darker eyeshadows because they do make the eyes look a little bit more emphasized, which is what we want. Lighter shade, this is the Kylie Cosmetics palette that they gifted me a while back. I'm gonna kind of start at my inner corner like this and blend this way. You're just gonna keep packing this on until you get about halfway across the eye. Once you're done packing on that shade, you're gonna go back in with the other brush that you used before, okay? And just kind of blend out the edge a little bit because you don't want this line to be too sharp. You want it to be a little bit softer, but just a tad. You just don't want it to be too dramatic. Darker brown, and I'm gonna mix it with this other dark brown. Using a very, very tiny brush, just gonna take this on the outer corner and blend like this. It's very subtle, but it does make a difference. Going back in with this lighter shade, and I'm gonna use that to highlight right underneath the eye, but I'm stopping where that like brown shadow that we just put on starts. Make sense? And with a very light hand, I'm just going to emphasize it a little bit more. Just going over that same dark brown we put on. Okay, next step is going to be eyeliner. I recommend using an eyeliner that has a very thin brush like this one, and you're just gonna make a very, very thin line across your eye. Now, the reason why I don't do like a super thick liner is because my eyes are very small, and if you make like a super thick line, it's going to make your eyes look smaller. That's just, I guess, the science behind it. So you'll notice that I'm basically going at a downward angle, I guess, with my eyeliner, so almost like puppy liner, but we're not doing that exactly. I'm stopping where the shadow underneath my eye stops, okay? And then I'm going to flick outwards at an upward angle, but not like all the way up. You kind of want it to be more straight out. Okay, for mascara, I'm gonna use this one. It's going to coat my lashes. Obviously, we're gonna use these lashes. I use these lashes basically in all of my videos. I love this style so much. Do I use other lash styles? Yes, of course. But these lashes, there's something about them that I just love so much. So this is my lash map starting on the outer corner. I'm using a 13, then a 12, an 11, a 10, and then a 9. Now that our top lashes are done, I'm gonna go ahead and go in with these bottom ones. This is the Cattier style from 99 Dreams. I am going to stick these lashes underneath my natural lashes. I think you might see other people like glue it on top. I don't like doing that. I feel like that really clogs up the eye and it's not good for you. So I put everything underneath. But yeah, 99 Dreams actually gifted me a couple of these trays in the past, but this one was actually bought with my own money because I really like this style. For my blush, I'm gonna use this one that Flower Nose gifted me a while back. I'm gonna mix both shades together just because I feel like it. This is what it looks like. You want to stay really close to your eye. Really pack it on. You don't want to blend to the outside of your face. You just want to keep it really close to your eye. I'm going to take a little bit more of like the lighter shade and focus that more towards the center of my face. And add a little bit of the lighter shade to the button on my nose. First going in with the Heart% lip pencil in shade Cloudy Mauve. And then I got this off of Olive Young. It's from Peri Para. It's their Mood Glowy Tint, Tiny Strawberry shade, Glossy Balm from Rem Beauty. And I'm gonna apply with my finger just so I don't get the applicator dirty. And then I'm going in with this Florist setting powder. This is the like lavender shade, I think. I'm gonna tap this everywhere except where I put my blush. Take this out. Anyway, this is the completed look. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Let me know what kinds of looks I should do next, but I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!